Hey everybody, it's Ben. So I'm about to get out of town for a quick photography job. And instead of punching right in with a new episode, I want to let last week's episode ride the wave a little bit longer. It's gotten a pretty good response, but there are definitely some extra thoughts from the community that I think are important. So what I want to do is this week refer you, and I'll put this up at tourettespodcast.com. It's a video by a YouTuber. Well, I don't want to just call her a YouTuber. She's a member of the community. Her name is Kass, and she has an account called Tics and Tatts, where she discusses her experience as a woman with Tourette syndrome. And she had a really great response to last week's episode. Her thoughts, her response. Remember last week we talked with Dr. Christine Conelea. If you haven't listened to that episode, please do. Especially if you did listen to the episode earlier this season, where we sat down with a couple scientists who were looking at the influx or surge of young women presenting what appeared to be, like Tourette syndrome, tics, but how maybe there was something else going on. This crowd of young women, what is this? Is this really Tourette syndrome? This is not what we think Tourette really looks like. Which has led to a challenge of, do we really know what Tourette looks like in everybody? Is the historical data a little bit too male skewed to where that became the definition? And, maybe there's a different way of expressing it when it comes to female biology and development. Maybe it's all Tourette syndrome, but it just shows up differently in women. This is one of the questions. And so that's something we explored on last week's episode. Like maybe we're getting it wrong when it comes to Tourette syndrome in women, between boys and girls, men and women. So we're just going to hang out for a second and keep talking about last week's episode, but to kind of, kind of break out into groups, so to speak. Just go check out this video from Kass, where she's talking about last week's episode and where she's coming from with it and what it brought to mind for her and things that I think we should all consider. Then we will be back, coming pretty close to the end of season 7. Send me your thoughts in the meantime. tourettespodcast@gmail.com, or you can go to tourettespodcast.com, use the contact form, or the Tourette's Podcast discussion group on Facebook. Hundreds and hundreds of members, and they're talking about this there too. All right, we will get back soon. This is Ben.